I can create this as a group assignment. I am going to talk to you about group assignments and if you use groups and are creating group assignments, what magic happens then. The best way for me to show you that is to show you in my course where I'm using group assignments. So on the People tab in your course, you might have noticed that you saw both people and groups. I have a lot of groups in this course. I use them for all different things, for discussion groups, for projects. So this independent reading project right here is a group project that I put my students in. And I'm going to show you my students in this group. I'm able to see who all is in there. If I needed to move anyone around, I can. So like, let's say Heather and Nan got in a fight and I needed to move Heather into this other group over there. Then I can do that. So she's no longer a part of that group anymore. And once you put students in a group, they get their own little mini Canvas space to collaborate. So let me show you what they've been doing in here. I'm going to visit their group home space. So once you put students in a group, groups are strictly for collaboration, right? So they're going to get the access to these tools. They can do some things in here that normally they can't do in the flow of my course. They can post announcements to one another as a communication tool. The teacher can also post announcements in there, but you can see that Nan was trying to lead them. They're supposed to pick their own group. So she is posting to everyone an announcement, and then she's saying that she started a discussion, which is something they also can do inside of their group space. And only the people who are in this group and me can see it. So she's posted a discussion in here, and she's soliciting ideas from the other group members about what we should read next. So they're throwing out ideas about that. They have their own file space where if any of them put work in here, they're going to be able to all see it. Their submission when they turn it in will also come into here. They can create their own pages. This group hasn't, but they can create pages, and that can work as like a wiki space. Okay. When you create a group assignment, you get to just say whether or not you want them to be to assign the grades to each student individually. Just know that group assignments, only one person in the group has to turn it in. So if I've got 6 groups in my class this semester, and I give a group assignment, I'm only going to get 6 to grade. You can require peer reviews on assignments, just like we could with discussions. And you can also allow for moderated grading. Not on group assignments, not going to let me do that. So moderated grading is great if you do have, if you've got a big capstone project where you do want 2 or 3 people to grade it, and then you want to see kind of where the consensus was. It also works good for TAs. So you could have TAs grade it, but it withholds the grades until you see it, and then you release the grades if you just wanted to, check out how they were doing on the grading. And then just like we did with discussions, you can say, who is this due for and when is it due? You get those available from and until boxes like we had when we were looking at the discussion. Now I'm going to go ahead and click Save.